on Cumulus Media Station.
Good morning, everyone.
We ready?
Live from the TXU Energy Studio.
The Roula and Ryan Show with Eric, featuring Special K and Sam.
That's right, my friends. And it's time for Are You All In or Are You All Out? You know, we've talked so many times about how the dating scene is trash. The dating scene is trash. Single people are telling us everywhere sucks. People lie on apps all the time. They lie about their height, their weight, their look, their job, whether they're married or not, divorced, fully divorced, whatever. So, you know, we're going to just present some scenarios where if this was to happen to you on a date, this was to be revealed, are you going to be in? Or are you
And I
out?
think you can change these up too. Some of them could be like, we'll just go around the room.
Okay.
And maybe you're together 6 months. Mm-hmm. So it's not just like a first date.
Okay.
And
yeah,
then,
it's not first dates. Yeah.
Yeah. These are scenarios where, because it's a first date, most of us will be out.
Right.
But you can think about it. You've
gone on a couple dates
You've
with
invested
this
6
person.
months. We'll just say that from right now for the first
6
question.
months.
All right.
Okay,
You're
you've
committed a long
invested
time.
6 months
You could
into this
very
person,
easily be in love at that
and
point.
you're
Ken's
feeling
already
it.
moved in.
You're feeling it that you are with this person now 6 months. Are y'all ready?
All
Ready.
right, give us one.
After 6 months of dating, this
Okay.
person reveals to you that they have thousands of dollars in credit card debt, but they don't see it as a very big deal. Look at Sam's face. That was a big deal. I was on credit card debt. That's the American
that
way.
is better with his money than I am, because I would be living in a box right now if it wasn't for my husband. Okay, so that is all out. I am all out.
You're really 6 months
Thousands
in. You're
of
6 months
dollars in credit
All out.
card debt, but they do not think it's a big deal.
I just told you I would be living on the streets with them. No, you need to be smarter than me with this.
Which
Sam
would you
needs
say-
somebody
which-
who is financially responsible.
I need someone that's just responsible.
And have a six-pack.
I mean,
Beer and abs.
I'm not mad about that.
Which would you find worse? Which would you find like more suspicious? That they have all these debts
Mm-hmm.
or that they refuse to ever reveal anything about their finances?
Oh, I don't. Ooh. I understand being in debt because of college. In that aspect, because my husband and I are in debt because of college. That I totally understand. But you using your credit cards to pay off for things that you probably don't need to pay off, this is just my opinion. So I am all out. So
Okay.
for that,
Yeah.
I'm not. No,
Kevin?
no, thank you.
Are you all in or all out?
I think if it's under $10,000, that's fixable. But if they have tens of thousands in debt, then that shows that they're irresponsible.
But you could
and-
be like young and stupid.
Yeah.
Like a lot of us were or are.
Don't you think age is a factor?
Yeah, because I was in debt.
No, I'm talking
I was
about
in
credit
debt.
card debt,
Yeah,
not school debt.
Credit
Well,
card
yeah,
debt.
but
Right.
credit card
My
debt.
credit card debt was like
happens when you're,
$17,000.
You know, you're
Oof.
okay. I would say I would.
And I was
I would be
underwater.
Eric,
initially
we're not together.
I would have to ask questions before I'm all out. My questions would be, if the person's unbothered by the amount of credit card debt, I would ask, well, are you not bothered because you make enough money and you're just okay with the finance charges that you're paying? Because isn't that kind of like not smart?
Right? Isn't there like late fees and everything?
Yeah, all that stuff.
Ooh.
I would have to ask questions before I'm totally out, but it is a turn off. I'd be like, oh, you're unbothered by their credit card debt.
But if you're 6 months in, I mean, you'd like them a lot.
Yeah, you would care. I mean, we're just saying this because we're not in that situation, nor have we been.
Well, let me flip it this way when it comes to money.
Ryan, you were in it.
But I was. Now,
You got
here's
married.
the deal. Right before I got married, Michelle informed me that she had $67,000 in college loans.
Ooh, put it all out there.
How much?
$67,000. And guess who
But
paid
that's
that
not a
off?
shocker with what college costs.
Right,
but
but
he-
see, that's a
she never told him.
college.
She didn't work.
It's still debt, though. You
and
still got to pay
I,
it.
Yeah.
I took on that debt.
You used to have to pay it. I don't know.
But I wasn't all out. I
You
was
still
still
gotta pay it
in.
now.
But you were in because y'all were engaged.
Yeah.
You were getting married.
You
already.
couldn't get out. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe you told me
You're
this
like,
6
I was
months
way
ago.
past 6 months into
Right.
it.
And it wasn't
she
like
wasn't
she was
trying to put-
$67,000 in debt because she likes to buy purses.
No, I honestly
shoes.
don't believe she was trying to pull a fast one or anything like that.
Yeah.
She just simply, it just really, wasn't on
What
the
if
top of her
you
mind.
found out they do make six figures and they have $25,000 in debt, and you see them have a nice car? You're like, because that could be bad, right? Like,
Yeah,
Well, you
they
could be
can't
like,
control
hey,
their
how
habits.
about you manage your money better, or let's
Yes,
talk
that's what I'm
about.
saying.
But if you come in and you're good at managing money, like you just said, your husband's good at that.
Right. He's like rewired my brain on how to spend our money
Why couldn't
correctly.
you be the one to rewire that person
To spend all of our money?
to save it? Or you can't because you.
Yeah, no. I don't know. It could work. I'm just telling you. I'm
So
just
you're
all
out.
out.
All
I'm
right,
out.
let me throw y'all this one.
Yeah.
I'll
Everyone's
get it
all
all
out.
out.
I'm all in.
You're
Whatever.
all in?
Eric's
Okay.
in.
And I was in. I did
all
it.
of us are out.
2 ins.
Okay, two
Okay.
ins, 3 outs. Innies and outies. Okay, here we go. The next one has to do with money also.
Mm-hmm.
You're dating this person for 6 months, and now they've asked to borrow money from you.
Ew.
Pay off your credit card.
Yeah.
Hey, I need just $2,000 because I have to do XYZ. Whatever the reason is they told you, I need $2,000.
What if they don't tell you a reason? And it's all out for
if
sure.
there's no reason, I'm out. Right.
Well,
if
I
you
mean-
can't give me a reason, I am out. I don't know if you're doing
Once
drugs.
again,
I don't know what your sinister background is because I don't really know you yet.
I would have to say
Yeah.
age is a big factor. Now, at my age, would be like, no big deal. Yeah, I can help you out.
Yeah, but wouldn't you
But
wonder?
when I was like 21, I'm like, I couldn't afford to do that.
But then you tell them, no, I can't afford that.
But are you expecting them to pay you back?
Yes. Are
no,
you?
not really.
the word is borrow, but
Hey,
we all
Ryan,
know the
I
word
need
is
to borrow
loan.
$2,000.
and the answer is no.
Dang it! You said you were all in now.
I'd borrow money from Ryan when I first moved here.
Yeah.
He'd pay me, and then I'd pay him back.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with that.
Because I was I'm
Right.
like,
I feel like
I
there's a
wasn't gonna
certain.
take it.
I mean, we were friends, and I knew
Yeah.
he was a
I
reliable
knew what I was
stand-up
getting
guy.
paid.
Like if
So
Kev
bad.
needed money for something and asked me and explained the situation, I probably would give it to him knowing that he would pay us back.
So wait, Kev, are you in or out if somebody you were with for 6 months said, I need $2,000? And we're going to put in there that, yes, they told you what it's for, not that they're not telling you what it's for.
I could see myself lending that money if I had it.
Right.
I mean, if they're living with me, I might be like, well, we have a choice. We can stay living in a house, or we can pay off whatever you need this money
Yeah, what
for.
if you only have?
It's like,
what if you have
uh-oh.
$3,000 saved up and they ask for $1,500?
Yeah, it's like that's impossible.
Wipe out half your
Yeah.
savings.
What if you have an emergency? You need
Yeah.
a little bit of money.
So in or out
And
then?
say,
In?
or out?
I'm still in, but I mean, if I have it,
Eric?
Yeah,
Are you in or
I'm-
out?
I'm in.
You're in.
I love this person. Hope probably
Yeah.
6 months in, it's like you want to help them.
Like
That's true. When you
love
painted
somebody-
that picture, if I would go back to
Money
6
doesn't
months
matter.
of like Mark and I in our
Yeah.
relationship, I would have given
What if you
that
don't
man
have it though,
anything.
Sam?
So I guess.
And you have to use your credit card. Like say he doesn't have a credit card.
So you're going to go on credit card debt now because
and
your
he
mate
says
said,
he'll
I need
pay
$2,000.
I'll pay the fees and stuff. I don't have a credit card.
I'd be like, oh, my credit card doesn't go that high.
Yeah. my gosh, all those $1,000.
Sorry.
All in or all out? Next scenario, ready? Mm-hmm. The person you've been dating for 6 months will buy expensive gifts for their family and friends for their birthdays and holidays.
Nice.
But when it comes to you, they always go cheap. Are you in or are you
I'm
out?
just eye rolling.
They do not buy you expensive gifts. They buy everybody around you expensive things but you.
Story of my life.
Ryan knows that one. Ryan's all in because he's been all in for
My whole
25
life.
years. Oh, that's so sad.
I mean, y'all aren't married, so
Yes.
you can't say, like, how come you're spending all of our money on those people or whatever, right? Whoever's in their life. It's, you notice that if it's the sister's birthday, if it's the best friend's birthday, if it's that person's getting an awesome gift, it's your birthday.
Oh, that's
and you're
tough.
like,
All in.
I feel like that sounds so shallow if you say all out
Yeah.
because it's like you're saying, you're not married, you're not family, you're just casually dating. And the amount of money I spent on stupid ex-boyfriends that I wish I didn't spend money on these nice gifts, I think I would understand. Now, if we're together for more than 6 months and you're still not like putting in the same effort, then I would get really annoyed. But
so
I'm
at
going to
6
say
months,
all
you're
in.
saying all in. What if it
Yeah.
was a year and now you're thinking of getting engaged?
And they're still not.
And they're not.
The presents
they're not
aren't up to your
showing up
standard.
for your holidays, but everybody else they're bending over backwards for them. You'd have that conversation.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
listen.
Yeah.
What's the
But does that make you shallow?
What do you say
It's
though? You
like,
sound
does
like
that
a
make
No, because you know what's gonna happen,
like,
Sam?
Oh, this gift is not up to par. You went and bought your mom a new car,
And
and,
then you
I'm
made-
over here
what I
getting-
would
handmade
say-
something homemade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
Like, how would
listen,
you even bring that up?
Because listen, once you start, when you're together and your money is together, now that is your money going to all those big gifts they're bending over backwards for.
Yes.
And you're not getting anything. So I'd be like, listen, I don't care what I get for my birthday. It's fine. You don't have to spend a lot of money on me, but why are you spending so much money on them? Can we just be a little bit more conservative of how much we're spending on all these people in your life?
Honestly, I'd be all out if you told me how to spend my money.
Right, and in 6 months, your money's
6
probably
months
not
in.
together.
Yeah.
I'm not saying at 6 months point.
Oh,
I'm
in
saying
general.
I said another 6
Oh.
months and now you're going to get engaged.
Even
now
then.
it's going to be y'all's money.
Right now, yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
No one tells me what to do with my money.
No,
Like,
I know.
if
I would
I'm
not.
I'm
married-
sorry.
They give you like a
Hold on.
budget on
married,
how to spend your money
spend your
on.
money this way.
Eric just tell us he doesn't ask questions at all.
Well, I'm
his
married now.
his
When
wife
you're married,
constantly
it's
tells him what to
different.
do with his money.
Yeah.
I'm married
You're
now.
in
I'm
a
lazy.
Long-term committed relationship, that's one thing.
6 months in, 6 months
6 months
in.
But 6 months in, the
You
person
don't direct somebody
you don't
how
tell
they
them.
spend their money.
No.
I don't know. It depends how much I like you. If I'm going to be in or out,
Yes.
I'm like,
And are there
person.
thoughtful gifts, or is it like you're just going to Walgreens and you're like, here's a last minute gift,
Here's a-
like, hey.
I seen on TV item.
That's the worst.
and then you're going and buying like a cruise or something for your family. It's
Why
like,
did I get the copper socks?
Hey, there's a compression.
I got the copper compression
Good
socks.
for you.
have spent like 6 weeks picking out thoughtful, wonderful gifts.
Yeah.
And then you get something that clearly could have been bought at Walgreens. Yeah, that hurts worse.
I think that's
That's even worse. I'd rather have no gift because that
Than
just
anything.
says
Like,
like,
this be the price.
I don't give a crap
You're right.
about
It's the
you.
thought anyway. They
Yeah.
always say it's thought that counts.
Yes, exactly.
It's
I'd
what
rather
they count.
have
The
a
thoughts.
love note
Like if you-
or a
yeah.
card or something that I could cherish as opposed to some piece of crap that they ran and grabbed at the last second.
At Bed Bath Beyond, whatever store you guys
No
call
dude
it.
wants soaps.
Yeah, I don't-
Hold up.
So-
Wait,
I
Bath and
want
Body
some
Works is
soaps.
great.
Yeah, I just
Don't
got
you
a
be
candle
ashamed, Bath
for
and
my
Body Works?
birthday from Bath
Wait.
and Body Works, and I was so
Hello.
excited because
Maybe
that
this-
was expensive and it smells delicious.
Give me
It smells
a
amazing.
You want
candle.
soaps, Kevin?
I do. I love those artisan soaps that they've actually brought them up here to the radio station. Pop soaps, for
Oh, yeah,
instance.
yeah.
And they're custom made and they have all these really good smells in them and they're I don't know, Eric. I like them. So I would like some cute soaps.
They put zero thought into that.
Just
gift.
go to Walgreens and buy me a thing of
I know
Zest.
what I'm getting you for your
What's
birthday.
wrong with you, Eric?
Dry
You're just
ass
getting-
basic
you're
skin.
just
Give me
getting
white
soap,
boy.
Kev.
Give me some white boy, white straight guy soap, I guess.
Use the Dove bar only.
He's all about his Old Spice.
Oh, Dove is smart.
Look at Eric. He's on a horse. Eric's on a horse.
What's that one
With his
where
Old
the guy's
Spice.
cutting the green bar with a knife?
That was Irish Spring.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good one too.
Why does he have such a giant knife in his
Lord.
pocket to cut soap on this television commercial? It's really disturbing. Okay, we'll do all in and all out another time because coming up next,
That's
we
fine.
have Dr. Viviana Coles coming in here. You may have
Been a
seen her on
while.
Married at First Sight. We've had her in for different, segments where she kind of just guides you in the relationship world. Maybe you're going through something or she gives you ideas on how to keep the spark or rekindle the spark or maybe find somebody with a spark that matches yours.
Maybe you had a bad Valentine's last week
Yeah.
and it sucked, and
Your
good
relationship is
question.
hanging in the balance. Will Dr. Viviana Cole save your relationship or tell you to move on?
Make it worse.
Person sucks. It's a red flag. Get out of here. This morning it's Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam, and we have a special guest in studio. It's Dr. Viviana Cole.
Hey, good morning, Dr. Viviana.
Dr. Viviana is back. You've seen her on Married at First Sight. You've seen her on Fox 26. She does a lot of relationship advice there here on our show as well.
Sometimes she gets a little spicy, so we're gonna have her. She's going to Fox after this, and then coming
Okay.
back to do the raw feed with us. So,
Oh, that's our
so maybe
podcast.
if people have some questions,
And this is my first time on the raw feed, so
Oh,
bring
yeah,
it.
yeah, you
that
gotta be
would
on
be fun
Bring
because you can be
it. I'm so
completely
excited.
uncensored. You don't have to watch your language.
So
you
people-
can talk clinically.
if you have questions for that for the raw feed, you can
Text us at 37530, question for the podcast.
I'll take a photo of it, and then we can ask you questions.
Because live right now, we're going to try and keep it PG.
And here's what we're going to talk about, actually. And I feel like I misspoke. Right before Doja Cat, I said, we're going to talk about how to keep it fresh in your relationship. I feel like every couple, I don't care how long you've been together, you're like, okay, yeah, I know how to keep it fresh, but how do I get motivated to keep it fresh? There are so many times, Viviana, that we have done a show where we are asking people, let's just get real. It's adult conversation. How often are you getting together? And so many people are self-shaming mentally because they're like, "Oh my God, did you hear what they said? Did you hear what they said? We're not going to make it. Why aren't we getting it on
Yeah.
more? What's going to happen?" Can you give us the real deal about
Yes.
real life?
Okay, so real life is what happened this morning. I'm like rushing to get ready and doing all that. And I'm like, honey, we have 3 minutes to cuddle. And I jump in that warm bed for 3 minutes. He gropes me. It was great. and then it's like, okay, bye. I'll see you tonight. And the other reality is of it, it's like, I don't care whether you have kids or have a job or have, fur babies. That is always going to take precedence over your sex life. You're going to have to make the effort. You're going to have to carve out that time.
Because that's true intimacy. That is
True intimacy is living life with someone, really enjoying themselves.
so it's
and
okay to
enjoying
make
each other.
appointments then. Like you
Oh
both
my gosh,
got
I'm
your.
a huge fan of scheduling. I
So
say this all the time.
schedule.
Actually, after my grope session, we scheduled for this Saturday morning because that's the next time
All right.
we're really going to be able
Note
to
to
spend time
self: do
together.
not text her at 8 in the morning.
Don't
I gotta
text
make
me,
sure.
and
He said
if I
10.
But I hear you. You know, those special moments are the things that you really remember. I mean, as much as I love the physical, I think about all the times like snuggling on the couch,
Yes.
or her laying on my chest and just
Or
stroking her hair and
or
laughing
passing
and
by each other and smacking each other on the bottom, like
living life together.
That's all intimacy without it's.
It
you can have
is.
You can have. Doesn't have to be romantic to be intimate.
Exactly. I call
Right?
it pillow talk, which is not what it used to be. But pillow talk for me is like all of that sensual undercurrent that you're building just through like the way you laugh about things, the shows you watch. There are couples who will avoid kissing, avoid watching a sexy sex scene because they're like not in that place of connection. So they're like, oh, we can't go there. No, you have to go there or else it makes it to where every sexual experience means way too much and there's too much pressure on it. And if it's only happening like once a month, like so many couples, then you're just putting yourself at a disadvantage.
What did you say off the air, Dr. Coles, about people who say they're just doing it all the time? They're just doing it all the time.
They're lying.
I hope they are. You make me feel bad.
Lying. Okay, look, very rarely do I see couples or hear about couples who are saying that and mean it, that they're having sex 3 or 4 times a week. That is not happening. Once
You
or
think they're
twice a week
newbies, maybe?
is more optimal.
Like under 6
they're
months or a
newbies,
year?
Or I will say one of them, hot take, is probably just appeasing the other one. And that's not good for long term.
I would never want that. Like, if somebody said to me that I'm not really in the mood, but I figured you wanted it, like that would be the worst feeling on earth.
It's
They
not
wouldn't
great.
tell you until afterwards.
Let's not get crazy.
It's
That's
not great.
That's not the
Eric,
worst
I mean,
feeling. Oh, no.
No, but wouldn't you feel like a piece of crap? Like, would that not make
I'll take
would that
anything.
not
What are you
make
talking
most
about?
people feel terrible?
No, what I tell people is like, look, your husband, because I'm often talking to couples at Houston Relationship Therapy. This is what we do. I usually tell them, your husband does not want to feel like he's doing something to you.
Yes.
That does not feel good.
No.
So making sure
That's
that you
true.
keep that sensual undercurrent going and it's
Yeah.
not just hopping in and out of the bedroom is really
Like,
important.
nobody wants to be made to feel like, oh, it's an obligation I've got to complete.
It was a mercy task.
Yes.
Something else on the
Check
list.
box.
Check
Yeah,
the box.
check
Dr.
box.
Viviana Coles is in studio here on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric. How can people find you on socials or online, or how can they get in contact with you?
Yeah, my website, my social, it's all Dr. Viviana, DoctorViviana.
So the doctor is spelled out.
The doctor is spelled out, Dr. Viviana. And that's where you can ask me your questions. You can get all my products online. I have lots of fun, great things for couples, and I am always willing to talk to everybody. So, yeah.
How long have you been a therapist, Dr. Viviana?
Over 20 years. Since 2003, I've been seeing couples.
Wow.
I know.
And that's what you
it's
knew
so
you
weird.
wanted to do, like in high school,
just
college?
knew.
You're
I
like,
knew.
I want to work with couples.
Junior year of high school, I knew I wanted to become a therapist. Freshman year of college at Southwestern University in Georgetown, Texas, go Pirates, I knew I wanted to be a couples therapist. And then since then, it's just been like, this is what I do. I love it. I keep getting even more and more niche. Now I'm like, give me all your most complicated couple situations. Like, I want challenges.
So wait, hold on. How does that play out in your real life, though? Because all of us have. Let's just be real. We will get argumentative with our mates, or we have disagreements. Whatever. Has your husband said, "Well, don't give me all that Dr. Cole stuff"?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
How do you
tell
turn
me what
off-
you're telling your
How do you
patients.
turn off being a therapist in your own
Yeah,
relationship?
he's playing checkers and you're playing chess. You
No.
you know 5 steps ahead. He's screwed.
He's a
Or does he
samurai.
know from being with you for so long?
Yeah,
the lane.
He knows. He's been with me since I was a therapist, so it's been almost 18 years now. So we've grown together. No, I think for us, it's more like we just don't let it get that far along. The issues, we try to deal with them like the minute that they pop up. Like I'm talking about within 24 hours.
Yeah,
within-
address it head on.
Address it head on because what I've noticed is that for a lot of couples, they just let it go, and
Silent
then they
treatment.
explode.
Yeah.
And that would not work for us.
Like we
The
see a lot of
explosions
people
wouldn't work.
on this show. It's always after Mother's Day.
Mother's Day and like Valentine's Day, like the straw that has broken the camel's back is the day after Mother's Day when they have been totally ignored by
Neglect.
everybody. And there's like a stat we read every year. It's like the number one day that women will go seeking divorces.
And
Day
cheat
after Mother's
and
Day.
to be with other
because
men.
they're just
It was a catalyst.
they're
I'm trying
like
to think
the
if that's
one
the
day
case
that
in my
was just for
practice.
me and I still got no respect. I still got no attention. I still got no validation or acknowledgement. And they're just like, I'm out of this.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you're feeling like, okay, this is such an easy opportunity that you can take advantage of to show me love, and if you can't do it then what's the hope for the rest of the year?
Have you ever had a couple come in and you immediately could tell, oh no, they should not be together?
100% that literally happened. It doesn't happen often, I will say. It's only been like a handful of times, but that literally happened about a week and a half ago.
And do you say, like, what do you say to them? Like, this is not really meant to be.
Or you just
for
think
y'all.
maybe there's a chance, but deep down you're like,
Well, as I've done this more and more, I kind of use that expertise to just say, look, based off of this, this, and this, it all comes from what they're bringing to me. Because sometimes people don't know what's not healthy because they're in it.
Yeah.
When you're in it, you're like, oh, this is how things are. Or you've just been in it so long that you don't know, oh my gosh, there's... I'm in a pile
But they're
of crap.
clearly not. They're not hearing each other.
Well, how about this one? I feel like the build up to what your point was, and it just explodes at the end. There's a story today about a woman who went on social media to say she's going to divorce her husband after the Super Bowl because her husband joined in on the booing of Taylor Swift. And people will take that headline and be like, "Oh, you got divorced over the boo." She's not
so
divorcing
much
that man
more.
off the boo. This man knows how much she loves Taylor Swift. They spent money to go to the Super Bowl together. There were friends of his there, and they all booed Taylor Swift. And she felt so stepped on that the one thing that she loves, he also joined in on the booing when they're privately together. He sings along to Taylor. So I feel like that story is there's a huge buildup of crap that she has not put out there about what bothers her about him, and that was the last straw
of that one.
She's like, you booed Taylor Swift, I'm divorcing you. Yeah. Have you seen that kind of stuff happen in your office where the guy was totally blown away or the girl was blown away? Like, I didn't even know you were mad about that.
Well, I didn't know you were mad about that is again few and far between. By the time people decide to come into therapy, they've had these conversations. They just haven't been listening to each other, and they need that third party to kind of translate what's going on. But what I have seen a lot of is when people will come in and say, I've been telling you this for years. You don't know how serious this is. I am willing to leave you for it. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay.
Wake up call.
Now it's a huge wake up call. Don't let it get to that point, y'all. Like, if your partner has repeated more than twice said something, you need to write it down, ask them a question about it. What does this mean?
Don't blow it off.
Don't blow it off. Don't blow it off. Don't blow your partners off.
I know we're almost out of time, but maybe in the raw feed, this person says, what about women in menopause that lose the desire, intimacy feeling? Like, is there a way to get that back? Or
I literally just did a speaking engagement on this. It's so important to reach out to a urogynecologist. I know of an amazing one. Her name is Dr. Christy. Check her out. Check her out on my social and all that. She's there. But there is help for you. You do not have to be suffering as much as you are. Women, partners of women, partners of females, you need to be asking your partners these questions. How do you feel like your symptoms are bothering you? How are they impacting you? You do not need to suffer, ladies. It is so important to get that help. We all deserve to have pleasurable sexual experiences. And if you're not, whether it's relational or physical, you need to be getting help. If it's relational, come to me.
We'll talk more to Dr. Viviana Coles on the Raw feed today. It is the show after the show. We podcast that. You can download the KRBE app, go to krbe.com, wherever you consume your podcast. When we tape that, I guess, let's say we post it by noon today. Would that be a safe call, guys?
It takes us a little bit
It'll
of
be
time.
posted by noon.
Because we recorded it in the 10 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Like from 10
listen.
to 11.
Yeah, look for
Okay.
that. And text us right now some questions you have that we can tackle in that podcast at 37530. Dr. Coles, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thanks
you.
for having
Thank you.
me.
We'll
Stay warm,
see you
guys.
in just a hot little minute.
Yeah.
We're gonna follow each other over to Fox 26.
Yes. Special K is on today,
you
too,
carpool?
talking about Masked Singer.
Yeah, you should.
Carpool and come
Yeah.
back. Why don't you go with her, Kev?
Yeah, y'all just carpool and make sure she gets back in time. Coming up next, we've got Celebrity Scoop, and there are a lot of people who will treat Rotten Tomatoes like the Bible. If Rotten Tomatoes says this movie stinks, they don't want to see it. Well, whether Rotten Tomatoes said it stunk or not, these movies still made $1 billion.
Oh,
Is
wow.
it one that you hated? Find out next in Scoop on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
From Hollywood to H-Town.
Celebrity Scoop on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
104.1 KRBE.
Brought to you by Taqueria Sarandas. And guys, Kendrick Lamar and SZA are going to be here, and we've got a chance for you to score tickets right now. Caller 10, 833-390-KRBE. The more I talk about Kendrick Lamar and SZA, the more my Instagram keeps giving me Super Bowl videos, not of his music, but dancing to like the Muppets and things like that don't match.
Now I'm getting
like Hee Haw and country.
now they're doing the
Hee-Haw.
other way around. I'm getting his performance, but it's like it was a movie called Matilda.
Okay.
I remember that.
They're all dancing and they put Kendrick's
Kendrick in it?
song. It's not like us. To
Oh,
them
they did
dancing, and I'm like, I'm like, who the hell's Matilda? I've never seen that movie. in my
Matilda
life.
was a Roald Dahl story, but then they did a remake as a musical.
Is that what it was?
She
'Cause
was-
they're
Yes.
but it fit perfect. They're doing the dance.
Yeah.
The little girl that played her, wasn't she the daughter in Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
I remember.
original
Yeah, yeah,
Matilda,
yeah.
which is,
Yeah.
Roald Dahl wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I wasn't in that demo.
Yeah, you were
Matilda.
not the Matilda
Yeah, my
crowd.
daughter
I
loved that
was.
stuff.
Yeah, you were perfect. Sam.
There are big movies that didn't get the best reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, and some people really live and die by the Rotten Tomatoes score. They think, oh, Rotten Tomatoes didn't give it a good score. It's going to suck.
I think it's a good litmus test. If I see something on Rotten Tomatoes that's got 30%,
Yeah, anything in the 30s, I'm not.
I'm going to probably skip it.
Well, how about this one? Rotten Tomatoes scored this movie 29%, and it made $1 billion. It was in the top 3 of the biggest moneymakers for
Avatar?
low scores. No, Jurassic World Dominion.
Oh,
Yeah, everyone hated that one.
yeah.
Well,
I saw
apparently
part of
not
it.
enough. It still made $1 billion.
Yeah, but it's 'cause it's summertime. We love dinosaurs.
Popcorn movie.
You want to see popcorn movies, but then even afterwards, you go, "Oh, they got my money."
Yeah, that was bad.
That sucked.
Rotten Tomatoes scored this movie only 18%.
Ooh, that's bad.
18%. It made $1.1 billion.
What is it?
Transformers: Age of Extinction.
So I didn't even waste my time with that one.
Yeah. Any movie that's about
Still
toys.
made $1.1 billion.
I don't mind Transformers. I'm just so over the formula of that one. And this one had like dinosaurs, with
Dinosaurs and
Dinobots
Transformers?
stuff,
Dinobots. Oh, my
and
God.
the big gorilla thing that turned it. No,
Let's see.
Too much.
How about this one? Rotten Tomatoes scored this movie 32%. It made $1 billion. Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
which one is that one, Kev?
Is that the one
like
that
the
has
seventh one in,
Is that the one with the guy from Love Actually that looks like an octopus face?
He was like in the second or third one.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like the second.
I mean, it's definitely my favorite franchise, but I cannot remember which one is which now.
Yeah, 'cause they
okay.
kind of all. You're right. They all kind of.
Yeah, they all kind of follow the
Did they
same.
ever do one without him, or was he in all of them?
With Jack Sparrow?
Yeah.
He's in every single one of them, isn't he? Yeah.
So
maybe-
far, he has been.
Are they
Yeah.
making
Right.
something without him or something?
They were trying, the Margot Robbie one was going to be without him, but now I hear talk that he's going to be back in it.
I said, bring him back.
You can't do a movie without me, Jack Sparrow.
His favorite Halloween character.
I'm the pirate of the Caribbean.
True.
He modeled that character off of Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones.
Who was on Saturday Night Live? He showed up,
And he's
50th
also
special.
in. He was also in the movie too.
That's true. He played his dad.
Yes.
Keith Richards is in the movie?
Yeah, he's an underwater.
In one of them,
pirate.
yeah, he played Jack Sparrow's dad.
Oh, didn't know. I enjoyed the Aladdin live action with Will Smith and that crew. I enjoyed that, but a lot of people didn't like that. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 51%, which is 1% over half. Is good, but that one made $1.1 billion, and it was
Wow.
on the list for movies that Rotten Tomatoes didn't like, but everybody else seemed to like it.
Hey, Matt, take the winner real quick. What line is she on, Ahmad? Line 5.
Okay, Melissa. Hi, welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric. Melissa, good morning.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Now, Ahmad said you were giving these tickets to your daughter.
You're the winner for Kendrick Lamar. And
Yes,
Sister, congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. I want to cry. You don't understand. Like in 2023, I found I had cancer, and I'm fine. I mean, I went through chemo and everything. Everything's fine. But my 13-year-old, she was 13 at the time, and then she helped take care of me, or whatever, because she was the youngest of all my kids that was around, and she loves SZA, and she just she's been trying to win tickets since y'all first started giving them out, and then we couldn't do her. She's turning 15 in April, and we couldn't do a quinceañera because we don't have so many medical bills and all that stuff, blah blah blah. And so she's like, "Mom, if not, can I go see SZA?" And I was like, "Well, we'll see. I don't know." And then now that I called, and I'm like I said, I'm so happy for her, and thank you so much, because it's just so hard with everything, and it's just she just finally gets like a. It's just a happy thing for her. Yeah.
When's her
So,
birthday
like
in
I said, she's
April? What's her
turning 15.
birthday?
April 13th.
And April 23rd is the show. What a
Perfect.
great
Aw.
birthday
Awesome.
present. What's your
Yeah.
daughter's name, Melissa? What's your
Yeah.
daughter's name?
Her name is Sophia.
Well, listen, when Sophia gets home
I'm
from
gonna
school
cry.
today.
I'm so happy.
You're so
I'm
sweet,
happy for
Melissa.
you.
Oh my God, big Roula and Ryan show
What's wrong
with
with your
Eric. Hug
car?
to you.
You said something's wrong with your car.
No. She wanted a quinceañera, like
I thought it was earlier. You said
15.
bad things with your car too. I thought I
No.
heard.
No.
Like man, nothing's going on.
No.
Good.
Well, listen, when Sophia gets home from
No,
school, Melissa, I want you to go to the podcast at krbe.com or download the app, and she can hear you winning
Okay.
the tickets. So we'll
For
do
her.
this. Sophia,
my
you're
God.
going to Kendrick Lamar.
We're so happy for you.
Sophia, we love you. And you're awesome for
I'm
taking
so
care of your
happy.
mama.
Thank you, guys. so much. Yeah, she's awesome. I mean, I have 2 other kids. Don't get me wrong; they're good, but she was just the youngest that was with me all the time. You know, like the other 2, they're older, and so she just bared the brunt of chemo with me. And so I really wanted to get this for her. And I'm just like, God is so good. And I just thank you so much.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Melissa,
Thank you made my day.
for sharing that story with us. We're so happy to make it's something so easy for us. Like, we got some tickets. Let's give them away. Call her 10. Boom. Let's go. And it's you. And look at this great story. So, Melissa, you have a great time.
Great timing.
Can you please record Sophia's face and show us what happens when you tell her you got those tickets? I bet this will be a good video.
I will.
Okay, hang on the line. Don't go anywhere. We'll get your information.
Much.
You're welcome, sweetie. And we're so happy you're doing well. And yay for Sophia's birthday. See how that works?
That's awesome.
That happens a
never know
lot
who's
of
saying.
my friends. Their kid's 13 now, and they're making payments every month for the quinceanera. For 2 years, they can make payments because it's expensive to have.
I think the quince tradition is a lot of times it's a whole family event.
But you can get those families.
Like everybody takes a piece of it and says, okay, well, I'll pay for this part, or I'll pay for the music, or I'll pay for this cake, or.
Like my friend, he's divorced, so they're both ex-wife and him. They're both taking money and putting it down every month. He is for sure. He doesn't have the funds like his ex-wife has, so it's expensive, and especially when you see all your friends going to these. They're having them.
The dresses alone I think are more expensive than when I paid for my wedding dress.
Oh my gosh.
Sure.
They can be.
Incredibly.
When our receptionist Maria was our intern, Sam,
Yeah.
she brought in her quince dress and I wore it.
Wow.
I was like, wow, this is a really fun dress. So Sophia's not going to have a quince because she's going to SZA, baby.
Woo!
That's great.
It's time for What's Going Down in H-Town on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
104.1 KRBE.
I don't know how we missed this, but Beaumont was on Saturday Night Live.
I didn't miss it. It was good. Colin Jost teased it that, Beaumont, I'm going to do better, Beaumont.
It's not.
People were so mad.
Beaumont has been ranked the least educated city in America. And here's a clip.
A new study shows that Beaumont, Texas is the least educated city in the country. Oh, man, wait until they don't read about this.
Well, they should have.
Ryan recorded that from his phone to his TV to his phone.
It's bad quality. I'm sorry about that. That was a dig.
Well, they could learn a lot if we were on there. We should be on in Beaumont.
I have family. I know, right? I have family friends that live in Beaumont, and they had posted on their Facebook, "Do better, BISD, do better. We're on SNL. It's embarrassing." It's like it is true.
Yes, and people do better in your relationships because coming up next, we've got Roula and Ryan with Eric. We've got roses.
Are you from Beaumont?
It's taken.
Roses.
Ryan's from Beaumont.
On the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
We only did it for 22 years one way. It takes me a little bit. Sorry.
Okay,
Beaumont boy over here.
Get your 3-year-olds ready, as Eric says.
Are you coming for Beaumont now, like I do for Conroe?
Exactly. At least Conroe can hear us. Beaumont can't really hear us.
No.
In
It'll
certain
get back.
spots, you can kind of
Obviously,
hear
they
us.
don't know how to listen either. Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys are both doubling down. Let's just get out of this, can we? We'll be right back on KRBE.
From the Bell Furniture